Hello everyone, good morning, happy Sunday, welcome back to another vlog. I haven't said that in such a long time because I've just been uploading videos from my vacation. But yeah, it's a new vlog, a new day. Today I'm going to be going to an event. It is a Maybelline event with their collaboration with mckeen and like her lip glosses and stuff. And I'm so happy and excited and grateful that I got to be invited. This is going to be my first influencer event and I'm super nervous. So that's basically what we're getting ready to go to today. But I figured I would do a little chit chat Q&A, get ready with me, because there's a lot of new people on the channel. I guess YouTube decided to recommend my video to a bunch of people, which is great. But I figured I would answer some of the questions that you guys had for me instead of like how I did in my get to know me tag, where I just kind of went through a list that I found on Google. So we're going to do that today, but I'm really excited to be filming again. I haven't filmed in such a long time. I know I got kind of a little bit of questions about why I wasn't uploading like vlogs anymore other than my vacation vlogs, and it's just because I've been studying for my LSAT and I tried to give myself like a solid month where I didn't have to film content so I can focus on my studies and stuff. But how has that been going? We'll leave that to be answered. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started, get ready, and then go have some fun. I don't know why I look so oily today. That's just my natural state, I guess. So the camera is set up in such a funky way. It's like on top of the sink, so I'm really scared that it's gonna fall. Hopefully it doesn't, but you guys can see that I am in a very different setting than any of my vlogs. I am not in the dorms anymore because it's summer and they kick us out of the dorms, but I like switch between going to Irvine to go to work and like stay at my place over there, and then coming home on the weekends to like see my family. So it's the weekend and I'm currently at my mom's house. So if you see any of like different decor, different places, different lighting, it's because of that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting ready because I'm already late or behind. And I'm also going to answer some of the questions that you guys left for me on my YouTube and my Instagram. And I do want to say thank you to everyone who did like leave me a question. I really do appreciate it. First question, I just sprayed way too much of that. But the first question is, how and when did I start my fitness and health journey? So I think I've always been a little like health conscious or fitness conscious, but I started my journey a lot more when I got into college, like my first summer freshman year of college, just because I ended up not living in the dorms and I ended up living in an apartment a little bit far away from campus, especially since I didn't have a car. It was really, really far. So when it came time to do anything that was kind of like campus related, I really couldn't do, and I didn't get the opportunity to meet people because of that. So my first summer, I actually didn't have a lot of friends, so I spent a lot of my energy and a lot of my time focusing on going to the gym. I also started working at the gym around that time, so it was like really perfect. I just started like going to the gym and focused literally all of my attention on getting fit, weightlifting, learning about fitness and everything like that. So that's how I got started. And then since then it's kind of like changed. Obviously now I'm not really into weightlifting as much. I really love things like rush cycle, and I recently tried boxing, which I really liked. But that's kind of like how I got started. That's how I was essentially born and friendless. So that's how I started like working out. But yeah, I will say that if you want to start a fitness journey, I used to be like wanting to buy those programs from the Instagram, you know, famous fitness influencers, and I will say that you don't necessarily need to do that. You can do a lot of the research yourself on what works and what doesn't, and you could always ask me too, because when I first started, obviously I couldn't afford to buy any of those programs, so I just went ahead and did a bunch of research myself about like how to lose fat, how to gain muscle, all of that, and I was able to, you know, figure my own little routine out. So if you're thinking about buying any of the programs, first of all, research that person, and also like do the research yourself, because they will save you so much money in the long run, and it'll be a lot more fun. But yeah, I'm using my Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Primer, and honestly I am using the same things that I used in my last video where I did my makeup. I said it in that video, I'm gonna say it now. I never really change my makeup routine. I have two foundations right now. I have the, which one do I have? I have the Revlon Color Stay, which I have been using since high school. Well, this is a different bottle, but I've been using this specific brand since high school, or since like college started. And then I recently bought the Fenty one, but for some odd reason I always use this one, and I think it's because I'm just not, I don't know, I don't like having two things of the same thing in my little makeup thing. So I think I'm gonna use this one today. I've been getting a lot of questions about how I edit my Instagram pictures. That's been like my most, or like my second most asked question. And like I say to everyone who asks me on my Instagram or on YouTube, I use a preset that I bought a while ago, at least the beginning of this year. And I tried to find it again to link it to you guys who have been asking, and I just haven't been able to find it. And I actually did find it like yesterday or the day before yesterday, and it turns out it's not available anymore. So it's just like a white preset. I like a white clean background, so I googled like Instagram preset like white aesthetic or whatever, and a bunch of them came up, mostly on Etsy, and that's the one that I bought. I am thinking about doing a video soon because I want to really find a bunch of presets and filters that work for dark skin, because I am aware that a lot of them aren't meant for dark skin. So when you buy them, you end up getting a preset that like really messes your skin up and makes you look super crazy. So I am thinking, if you guys are interested, I really want to do a little experiment where I go around like Etsy, buy a couple of presets that like interest me, and just try to find a way, or trying to find a couple presets and filters that really work for black skin, because I know that's why I get a lot of questions about my certain preset, and I'm so sad that it's not like available anymore, because I would gladly just hand it over to people. Or actually, I think I'm gonna try and figure out a way to send my preset to people. I don't know how to do that, so if you know how to do that, let me know. I have it on Lightroom. I have it on Lightroom, and I don't know if I can send it to people. But I just added my Laura Mercier setting powder, and I set my primer, because I learned that from Jackie Aina, because she has oily skin and I have oily, greasy skin too. So the next like biggest question I have been getting is how George and I met, or how long we've been together, or just like basically questions concerning George. And I saw a bunch of them yesterday, and I actually called him and I told him like, oh, I'm getting so many questions about you, and he said that he's the real star of this YouTube channel. So but George and I met my first year in college. Actually, not my first year. Actually, yeah, we did meet my first year. So we discovered after we started dating just recently that the first summer that I started working at the gym, he actually came to the gym to get like a membership or something, and I was the person who rung him up. Like, I'm the one who like took his cash and activated his membership and everything like that. And that's so crazy, because there are so many people who work at the desk, like the desk that I work at, that could have possibly rung him up, and the fact that I'm the one who did it. And we never, I don't think we said anything to each other other than, hey, I'm here for a membership. And I was like, okay, can I get your method of payment? Did like the whole entire transaction thing. Probably put his hand scan, because that's what we do at UCI. I probably did his hand scan, and then he left, and we didn't see each other again ever. And that was before I joined Greek Life. So it's so weird, and how like just you could be walking around and you've already met the person you're supposed to be dating. Like, that is so crazy to me. But we met then, and obviously we didn't meet, we just kind of like had this brief conversation. And then the second year, or going into my second year in college, I decided that because my first year was so like bleak and lonely because I didn't get to meet anyone, I decided to join Greek Life. And then I met him again then, and that again was completely by chance. I just I had my first formal for my sorority, and I didn't know anyone. I didn't know any boys. I didn't know how it was supposed to go. I didn't know that you were supposed to like reserve boys like like months in advance, because all the guys that I asked to go with me, they were like either already going, like most of them were already going. So I like lucked out, or I just couldn't find like a date. And there was this list of guys that they give us, like the sorority, or like all the girls make a list of all the guys who are interested in going, and on the list was George's name, and I randomly just picked his name because it looked the most interesting. And I messaged him on Facebook and told him, hey, you don't know me, but would you like to go to this formal thing with me on, like, I don't know, in a couple weeks? And he was like, sure, I would love to go. And the night of that formal is when we met, and the rest, as they say, was history. So yeah, I always get such a kick telling people that, because it just seems so random and so weird that we would like meet like that. Like we met like so many times probably, and we didn't even give each other a second thought, and then we just kept meeting. I feel like we kept missing our chance until finally we took the opportunity, and we have kind of been dating for the last year and 3 months and a couple of days. So yeah, it's been a fun ride. I just literally dropped another one of my palettes. I dropped my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette a couple days ago out of my car. I just like flung it out of my car. I don't know what happened, but it like shattered, and now I just broke my only eyeshadow palette, so that's great. But I'm gonna do some highlighting underneath my eyes. I never do this because I think I've said it before. I always feel like there is a really good chance that I will end up looking super crazy because I'm just like not really good at doing any of these things. But I figured today, since I have a little bit of time, I can look crazy and then I have time to like fix it or something. But I'm gonna go ahead and answer questions from my Instagram now. Another question that someone asked is how did you come about starting a YouTube channel, equipment use, and advice for starting up? That's another question that I've been getting a lot recently, is kind of like how I went about starting my YouTube channel and any advice I have. The only thing that I can say, it's not like I'm like have this huge following or anything like that, but the only thing that I can say is that you just need to start it. There's no right or wrong way to go about starting a YouTube channel, especially a vlogging channel. You're essentially kind of talking to yourself until you post it and someone sees it, or if people see it at all. But my biggest advice is just to do it, is to try and get past the initial embarrassment that there is, because there is initial embarrassment when you're filming yourself in public and you're just kind of like scared that people are going to think bad of you. Actually, this turned out pretty okay. But you're scared that people are going to think badly of you, or people are going to say things to you, or just like you're even embarrassed. Because I know I used to be embarrassed about the fact that people would even see my videos, especially people that I knew in real life. But I kind of got over that because it became something I really wanted to do. So that is one of my biggest like advice when it comes to YouTube, is just make sure that you are proud of the product that you put out. Because I put out videos that now, looking back, I probably would have done a little bit differently. My style has changed, but I'm still very proud of those products because I was really happy with the product. I was happy with the video and what I was doing and how I filmed it at the time, and I carried that with me. So I would say that it should be more about, you know, what makes you happy, filming what makes you happy, and less about filming what you think it's gonna get you views or you think it's gonna get you subscribers, because there's no actual way to know that. Because I know a lot of you guys are new on my channel because of this random recommendation you got from YouTube with one of my videos I filmed 2 to 3 months ago. So the YouTube algorithm is kind of unpredictable, so it is, you know, it's wise to not really focus on that and to get into vlogging just because you really do enjoy it and you like filming yourself and you like showing people what you're doing and you're having a good time. I think people like watching other people have a good time. It makes you happy, and I love watching vlogs of other people having a great time. So I think that's my biggest advice, is to do it because you want to do it and because you love what you're doing, not because of the possible outcomes like money, fame, subscribers, all of that things. And also show up for yourself even if no one else does. So I read that somewhere when I first started my channel, is that it's easy to get really caught up in subscribers and views and any of that stuff, but if you show it for yourself, meaning you make something that you're really happy with and you post it and you're still happy with it, even if no one sees it. Then you're showing up for yourself and you're putting a really good product out there that you are happy with, and it matters that you are happy with it, not if tens of thousands of other people see it. So that's my biggest advice. As for equipment, I use my Canon EOS M3. Just had to read it really quick. My Canon EOS M3. I actually am thinking about switching it to the G7X that everybody uses, because I actually really like that one. I think it's a lot better. I don't necessarily like this one too much for vlogging because it doesn't have an external mic. So I have a little mic on the side here that I use to talk in, so that it sounds good. It doesn't sound all wonky, because when I first started vlogging, I didn't have the mic, and I still vlogged anyway, but I didn't have the mic and I had to buy an external mic. But I'm hoping that I can get the other camera and save enough money maybe this summer and get it, because it's just really nice and the quality is better and the lighting is better and the internal mic is better. So I'm just hoping to get that. But other than my camera and my external mic, I don't have any other equipment. I am basically the biggest equipment here. It's just me talking to the camera and doing all of this stuff. So yeah. Someone also asked how people react when I tell them that I have a YouTube channel. Usually I don't like go around just like blurting that I have a YouTube channel out. I used to be really embarrassed about it, to the point where I would post on my YouTube and not connect it to my Instagram in any way, shape, or form, because I had people that I knew in like real life who followed me on Instagram. But as much as I kept filming, it became something I really liked, like a really good hobby that I loved, and I realized that I just wasn't embarrassed of it anymore. So when it does come up in conversation with people, usually they respond to it pretty well. I haven't had someone respond to it in a negative way at all. I mean, it's the 21st century, people vlog, that is the truth, that is our little generation thing that we've got going on. So usually when people find out, they don't like shun me, or they don't like, I haven't had anyone really talk crap about me, at least as far as I know, and they usually are really supportive. They're just gonna be like, yeah, when are you vlogging, like what do you vlog, like can I see your channel? And I'm like, yeah, sure, if you want to. But it has been pretty good. So if you're scared of people's reaction, it shouldn't matter, because you know, do what you love and good things will come to you. And if people do say mean things to you, then karma has a way of finding its way around, or its way back. So don't even worry about that. I also got a bunch of questions about my sorority experience. You guys are really curious about that, and I guess I can see why, because I am like a person of color, I'm a black woman, and I'm in a, I guess a mostly like white sorority, or yeah, I am mostly in a mostly white sorority. But I got a lot of questions about my sorority experience, like how it went, and like any advice I would have when it comes to going through recruitment and all that stuff. And I'm thinking that before like UCI has recruitment, I will go ahead and do a full-on video on my experience and how I went about going through recruitment, going through like, or at least getting through the initial qualms that I had about going through recruitment, because I was very nervous about it, because you know, you go on their Instagram, you go on their website, and you don't see anyone that looks like you, and that's very scary to see that and still want to go there and be present. I was really scared, especially since at the time I had like I had braids in, and I was scared that that was gonna make me, I don't know, like stand out in not a good way, and they weren't gonna want me or things like that. I was actually really nervous. I was really nervous, but I would say overall, just as a general summary, I think that my experience went very well. I didn't get dropped by any house, so that's good. And I was able to pick from 2 of the houses that I really wanted to be in by the end of my recruitment week. So I had a really great time during recruitment. I had a blast. I had so much fun. I met so many people, made some good friends, some acquaintances, and was able to join my sorority and meet a lot of my best friends, or yeah, meet a lot of my best friends in the sorority now. I wouldn't change it for anything. I've had such a good time, but I wouldn't change it for anything. I also got questions from people about Rush this year or this fall, asking me if they go through recruitment at UCI, if they will be seeing me, and I don't know. Currently, right now, my status for my sorority is APS, meaning it's academic professional status. I decided to go on this. It basically means that I don't have to be at anything. I don't have any obligations. I still pay dues, but it's a very like reduced amount because I am currently focusing on other things. You know, I'm studying for my LSAT, and I just kind of want to start to get more focused on, you know, I'm going into my senior year, so I need to be more focused on real life and, you know, possible internships and jobs, and what am I going to do if I don't get a good score on my LSAT? What am I going to do? Like, am I going to go to like get a master's program? Am I going to get a job? Am I going to, like, all of these things, these real world questions are like plaguing me, and I needed to be able to focus on them without having obligations from like my sorority, and that and by that I mean that if you're in a sorority, you already know that, especially when it comes to recruitment, if you don't show up and you just don't show up, you don't have a good excuse that the board puts as a good excuse, a good valid excuse, you will get fined a high amount of money. Okay, it's like $100 every day that you miss it, and you have to pay it. So I figured that I would go ahead and take myself away from that responsibility. So I don't know about that questions. If I don't have anything else, any other obligations to do, I will stop by or do whatever they will allow me to do. I don't know if they'll let me do anything, because obviously recruitment is very lengthy and it takes a lot of practice, and they can't just throw me in randomly in anything. So if I don't have anything else like going on, I might stop by. I might be still in Arroyo Vista or AV, where the Delta Gamma house is, or the sorority houses are. So yeah, I don't know, you might see me. If you do, say hi, because I would love to meet you guys and encourage you guys on finding your perfect house. Someone asked what my plans were after college, and we will see. It just kind of depends on everything that happens this September. Like I said beginning of this video, I am studying for my LSAT, so I will be taking it this September on the 21st, and depending on how that goes, meaning like if I get a good score, if I don't, you know, if I get like a good enough score for me that I want to go to, or like it gets me to a law school that I want to go to, or at least gets me to any law school, my plans after college is law school. But if that doesn't happen for me, or if I don't get a good enough score and everything like that, then I'm thinking about just possibly getting an internship. I really want to go to New York and intern. I don't know why I have this very romanticized like view of New York. I know it's not like that all the time, but I would really love to go to New York and intern there, and you know, spend like a couple of months there, and if not intern, then possibly get a job at a law firm somewhere that I can learn a lot from, study for my LSAT again, and then take it again. So another question I got was surrounding obviously college and how to go about getting good grades and how to study. I will say, if you are a freshman, like if you're an incoming freshman, you're gonna have to realize pretty quickly that it's not gonna be the same as it was in high school. It's going to be different. This is something that took me way too long to realize, and then now I'm at a point where I was like, if I had just done that and clicked in a lot faster, my GPA would be a lot higher than it is now. It's a lot different than it is in high school, and you have a lot more responsibility. No one's forcing you to go to class, no one's forcing you to go to lecture, no one's forcing you to study anymore like in high school. And for some, that's great because then you get freedom, you can do whatever you want, and then that's bad because you get freedom, you can do whatever you want. So you cannot show up to lecture, you cannot do whatever you don't want to do, and that can end up really hurting you. So I would say just click in really quick, get a nice planner and plan out like when you're going to study and stick to it. So like if you're gonna study on campus, usually studying on campus is the best way to go about it. Studying somewhere away from your dorm, away from your room, away from your bed, get away from your house and go somewhere that forces you to be upright and studying, or upright and doing things, forces you to be productive. Because if you stay, at least me, if I stay in my house, I will want to take a nap because my bed is literally right there. So I'm just like looking at it all like I really want to be on the bed. But if I go on campus, go to a library, or go study with my friends somewhere else at like a little coffee shop, it usually turns out a lot better and I can focus a lot more. So I would say try to figure out what your study method is, like what works for you the best, and do that. Get a planner, write your study schedule in there, write your deadlines in there, and get them done before the day of. Like don't wait till the last day to do your work, because that is not productive. It will stress you out. And let me just say vloggers, college vloggers like me, have a very good way of making college look very aesthetically pleasing and stress look aesthetically pleasing. But when you're right in the middle of it, it is not aesthetically pleasing. It sucks, and you do not want to be like stress. You want to try and avoid anything that will add on stress to you, because college itself can be very stressful. It's a big place and it can be very lonely. So anything that alleviates that stress is very, very welcome, and you should do it. I am pretty much done with my face. I don't like doing eyeshadow. I like doing my makeup to look like my face or my skin, but better. So I think that we're done. My sister came in here. She said I looked like I wasn't wearing any makeup, so that's usually what I try to go for. So I think we're done. But last question is by Aline. It's like ALINEE_Reyes, who asked if she could be the last question. And yes, you can be the last question. But yeah, we're done with the whole little Q&A thing. I need to clean up, and then I need to get dressed because I'm already behind and I've been talking for way too long. So yeah, I think this video is gonna either turn out really good or really bad because of like the whole lighting situation, but we will get back to more aesthetically pleasing lighting soon when I get back to like my place and everything like that. But for now, this is what we're working with. We have arrived at the event. Well, we're walking to the event right now, and I'm with my friend Morgan. You guys have seen it before. If you're an OG, she was in my birthday vlog a while back in February. But we're in this place, and it's next to like a Walmart, because I think the collection is exclusively at Walmart. So I think everybody here is probably just really confused. This parking lot is packed. I can't imagine being like a regular shopper here and seeing a bunch, not knowing what's going on. It's a bunch of like girls just like walking in, looking really cute. Everyone was getting ready in their car.
Oh my god, her face is everywhere.
Yeah, her face is everywhere. Summer's face is literally on like big posters. I can't imagine having my face on big posters like that. That would cause me anxiety. It really would. But
oh, there's a line.
Yeah, I didn't show you guys my outfit because I don't have a full body mirror in my house, so I'm just wearing a little two-piece, and this is from the Nasty Gal and Emrata collection, which you guys already know if you're an OG that she's one of my style icons, and I've been wanting to get my hands on some parts of the collection, and I figured it's summer whites or whatnot and everything. There is a line. Can we skip the line?
I think we have to find the influencers.
Oh yeah, we do.
There's technically VIPs at Walmart.
Catch us being VIPs at Walmart. have this.